have a non-George Bailey show dog tonight. Harry Potter just decided he'd crawl up here. Welcome to the Incoherent Fangirl.
Where this week, Mandy and I are very excited that she's going to get to go to bed early tonight.
Yes. Yes, we love talking to each other. We love talking to you. We love talking to guests. But this week, you will hear a guest. We're not recording with the guest. It's going to be
Mandy
beautiful.
gets to go to bed early.
I'm Mandy of Happy Place.
And I'm Karin from the Society of Familiars.
Welcome back. Welcome.
In our timeline, it is April 6th, and in y'all's timeline, it's April 14th.
It's just flying by.
I hate it. What the heck?
This is crazy. I have a correction.
Go for it.
So last week I was talking about Phantom and Rook, and I said that that Thatch is the one that's covered in scars. It's not. Arlo is covered in mysterious scars. So this is not any shade towards the book. I listened to it on audio, and they switch POV in the middle of the chapter. And if you miss that they say Thatch, you miss that it changed to Thatch's point of view. So that's my fault for not. I was listening while I was working, so I wasn't fully paying attention to every single word. So Thatch is not covered in scars. Arlo in scars.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my little correction corner.
This week in fangirling, what'd you do?
Okay, first of all, I feel like we need a moment of silence, okay? Because there are so many people who had a girl on Book Talk who have lost their girl this week because we all belong to Russ now. Have you heard of Russ and Book Talk and what is happening?
No, I haven't been on TikTok in a few days.
Karin, this man is a musician, okay? And he writes a song called Nasty, okay? And apparently he starts using it. He's trying to promote his sound on TikTok. And all of these women are like, bro, you're like, this is a song from Book Talk. He makes an extended version with a third verse that just calls out a bunch of Book Talk, like spicy books. Hold, please. Because I pulled up the lyrics for that verse specifically. He talks about Sweet Oblivion, Icebreaker, Twisted Love, It Happened One Summer, and then at the very end he says every rose has thorns. In his videos he talks about how he wants to write another verse that's Cassian and Nesta centric, talking about hold on to the desk. If your girl is on Book Talk, she's not your girl anymore. She is Russ's. Okay, I'm telling you, go listen to this song. You're going to be like, whoa. At one point he says, good God, look at you. You're doing such a good job. And like the comments are hilarious. Some of them are like, sir, I am married. And other ones are like, Russ, my rose isn't charged. Stop. Oh my God. He's like fully lean. He wrote this third verse just so he could have an inside joke with Book Talk.
I love it.
And he's like fully leaning into it. He went and bought all of the books and he's like reading through them and he's like, dang, y'all are filthy.
Yeah, Book Talk is filthy and I love it.
Yeah. So, moment of silence for all of the people who lost their girl to Russ this week. Sorry for your losses.
Okay, tell me what you did this week other than fall in love with the TikTok guy.
Oh, and you've got to see this man because he's what I would picture. Like if I didn't picture Cassian as Jason Momoa vibes, this man is a cat. Like he's Cassian. Okay. Anyways, go look up Russ. You're gonna fall head over heels. Anyways, I finished Phantom and Rook. I really, really enjoyed it. It's another cozy fantasy vibe similar to Arrival of Most Vile. It was very sweet. The ending you kind of anticipate, but the journey getting there was a lot of fun. So I enjoyed that. Then I gave Karin a heart attack.
This girl.
Let me give a disclaimer. Okay. Lately, I have been almost fully convinced by TikTok that I have ADHD. And like
I'm like 90% sure I do.
Yeah. But it's been kind of building up a lot lately, but this weekend it like came to a crippling head. So much so that I like made an appointment to have an ADHD test done to see, because like all day Sunday, I was like, I need to read. Like I want to get up and like just grab my Kindle. And I did nothing. I literally just laid on my couch and like every now and then I would look at TikTok, but it was like I didn't do anything that I wanted to do, or Facebook or Instagram, whatever. I was just scrolling on my phone mindlessly all day long. But I'm part of the blog tour for What the Hex by Jessica Clare, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to read Go Hex Yourself before I need to have this. Anyways, long story short, I loved What the Hex. I did not expect it to be as steamy as it was.
Really?
Well, because I didn't have anything else to base it on.
That's fair. That's
You know,
fair.
I've never read anything by Jessica Clare before.
I haven't
Um,
either, but I just assumed that romances from Berkeley are going to be steamy at
yeah,
this point.
fair. Yeah. So I posted about it on my Insta stories, but we know that I always pictured like the male lead as either Adam Driver or Tom Hiddleston because that's just who I am as a person and that's what I like. But this book was for the Domhnall Gleeson girlies. That is who I pictured. It's Bill Weasley. It's crotchety Bill Weasley. But Bill
Yes.
Weasley nonetheless. It was so good. So it follows Penny, who is a member of the Society of the Familiars, and she's trying to become a familiar to a witch or a warlock herself. And she gets invited to secretly be a familiar for someone who's technically not supposed to have a familiar for another 10 years. And as soon as he casts his first spell, she realizes that she gets a little a little something something every time he casts magic through her. She is my awkward queen.
She really is, and I love her so
I
much.
know. She's so feisty. She gave me I know I don't think you've watched it. She gave me Midge Maisel vibes from the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. She
Okay.
gave me like the bright dress. She dresses very vibrantly and
Hmm.
he is very dour and just like I don't have
Yeah.
time for any of this. I had issues with the pace of the
Hmm.
book because I felt like you are crotchety and angry and then you are finger banging her in a hallway out of nowhere and it's like
The
kind of
best
awkward.
scene.
Yeah, but
The
it's
best
awkward at
scene.
the same time because it's like, wait a second, where did this come from? Like you haven't been nice at all to each other, and now suddenly. But it was good. I enjoyed it. I read it in like 3 hours, 4 hours, just because I
It's
was like, I
so
can't put
quick.
this down.
It's
Yeah.
so quick and it's so good. And
Um,
Pip, we love Pip Stachio.
Baby Pistachio, the pet squirrel.
The second he showed up, I was like, he's mine.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, pistachio. So then I say I read it in 3 hours. It wasn't in one sitting. But then last night, I started cooking dinner. And by the time I went to bed, I was done with it. I listened to Happy Place by Emily Henry. Ugh. So it's more of like a melancholy. If Emily Henry writes it, I'm going to love it. Like that's just a given. But
Yeah.
it was more it was kind of not sad, but it was a little bit darker, kind of sad. It's saddish. Melancholy is the best word that I would use to describe it. But it follows Harriet, whose friends call her Harry, and Wynn. They were engaged, and Wynn on a 4-minute phone call one day says, "I think we both know where this is going," and ends their relationship. So Happy Place is they're in a group of 6 best friends. One of the best friends is from a very wealthy family, and one of their properties is this mansion on the coast of Maine. And every summer, the group of 6 would go there, and they have all kinds of memories there and all kinds of traditions. And so they have this big, we're going to have a Happy Place trip. So because they're in this group of 6 friends that are all over the country now, Wynn and Harry don't tell anybody that they've broken up. And she's like, I'm going to tell them when I get there. She gets there and Wynn is there because he's like, we're still dating according to you. We're still together according to them. I didn't want to like throw the lie. I didn't want to, I didn't want to expose us. The friends put them in the nicest suite with the one bed and the no bathroom door and the, free and open shower. And so they're in this forced proximity. They find out that Happy Place is being sold. And so that's why they're there for this one last hurrah. And another set of the friends have decided that they're getting married that weekend. And so they're like, well, now we can't tell them because we don't want to ruin, everybody's
Yeah.
vibe, everybody's good time. It was really, really good. Emily Henry, as we know, is not going to be spicy like, a Tessa Bailey or Jessica Clare, but it was really good. And it was one of those books where you start out at the beginning and you're like, why is this book girl so stupid? This is so glaringly obvious. Why won't you see it? But it's like delicious at the same time because you love the fact that like
She's an
there's
idiot.
pining and all of this and it's like, oh girl, open your eyes.
Yes.
Open your eyes. So that was really good. I did have a funny situation with it because I just started the audiobook and it started out at 1x speed. And she was like, Happy Place by Emily Henry. And I was like, is she talking through Jello? What is happening? I don't like this. I don't understand how people can listen at one
Mm-mm.
X speed.
It's seriously sounds like slow motion.
Yes, I feel like I'm drunk.
Mm-hmm.
So I got it back up to I think I was at like 2.3 for this one, and it was fine. And I finished it in a couple of hours while just doing laundry and cooking and stuff. And then today I started Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey. It's Natalie and August story. I'm only like a chapter in because today the show dog had a dental and 2 teeth extracted. So I was worried all day. I worked all day, obviously, but then like I've been trying to kind of spoil him.
Mm-hmm.
He's okay. He's home. He's a little high as a kite. He's very high. He ate dinner, which is great. Took all of his meds. He's handling it like a champ, but he's pitiful and he loves all of his adoring public. He wanted me to make that known that he's okay and he loves everyone. And I think that's all I did this week. What did you do this week?
I also read What the Hex by Jessica Clare. Also loved it. I love Penny. Penny and Pip.
Yeah.
They're the best.
Yeah.
I read several arcs. Starting with Forget Me Not by Allison Derrick, which is her solo debut, her first book she wrote with her wife. And so I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but it was so good. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, I'm glad Simon Teen
Heartbreaking.
screwed me about that one. I'm
So
like, it's fine.
the story is you've got Stevie and Nora, and they have been together for about 2 years, and they're crazy in love. But they've kept their relationship a secret because they live in a very conservative small town, and gay relationships are probably not going to be spoken of highly there. And so they have just graduated from high school. They're finishing out the summer, and then they're just a few weeks from basically disappearing from their lives and moving cross country to California. Until one day, Stevie has an accident and gets put into a coma. And when she wakes up, she has forgotten the last 2 years of her life, including ever meeting Nora and her relationship with Nora and figuring out her sexuality. And so what follows is a very heartbreaking story of Stevie trying to piece back together the pieces of her life and Nora trying to stay strong and just kind of on the outskirts, feeling kind of like she's disappearing because the woman she loves doesn't remember her.
Doesn't know her.
Yeah. And so I was like 6 chapters in and was already crying. It was like so heartbreaking for these girls because they were very clearly like in love, and you knew that. And I was so anxious in the first couple chapters because they're so in love and they have their plans and you know what's going to happen. Like,
yeah, you're like, oh God.
Something's gonna happen, and it was devastating. And I also was not expecting the POV that we got. It's from Stevie's POV.
Oh.
And I was kind of expecting it to be from Nora's, but it's from Stevie's POV, so you can clearly see like she has no idea what's going on, who these people are. And yeah, it's terrible. And she was already like, before all of that, her relationship with her parents was strained. Her relationships with her best friends from childhood were strained, and she was ready to like leave. And then all this happens, and these are the only people that she knows. She doesn't know Nora. And so they're all keeping things from her because of the past 2 years.
The way that they are. They want her the way that they want her, not the way that she is.
Exactly. And yeah, so it is heartbreaking to watch, like, her just not know who she is or who Nora is. But it was so good. It was so well done. I sobbed my eyes out, but it was chef's kiss. Allison Derrick, amazing. I loved it. Highly recommend it. It is out now if anybody wants to read it. The next arc that I read is called, I didn't write it down, but I know what it is. It's, I don't know why I didn't write it down. The next arc that I read is called Nick Blake and the Remarkables, The Manifestor Prophecy. It is Angie Thomas's middle grade debut, and it is the first book in an anticipated trilogy. And it follows, obviously, Nick, and she is a remarkable, or somebody who has like innate magical powers or abilities. They call it a gift. And she, along with her dad, is living in the unremarkable world. So people who don't know about magic, don't have powers, anything like that. And they've kind of been like moved around a whole bunch. And Nick always thought that it was because, her dad was careless and he did some magic and somebody saw, and so they like needed to get out of Dodge. On her 12th birthday, she finds out that that's not exactly the case. She finds out a lot of like shocking revelations, and now she is on the run with two friends, and they have to hunt down this like magical object in order to clear their names as well as clear her dad's name, because he is accused of a crime that she really kind of can't believe that he did, but it's sounding like he did do. And so she's trying, even though she's doubting him, she's trying to find this object to help save him. And this book was so much fun. It gave me like that same feeling when we were kids and reading a certain Wizarding World book, where you just wanted to like be under the covers with a flashlight all night long and reading and nonstop. Yeah. It was so much fun. And Angie Thomas wrote The Hate You Give. Mm-hmm. And so obviously she doesn't shy away from like hard topics, and that is still prevalent in this, but she like does it in such a way that it doesn't feel super heavy, especially for younger readers. And it was just a lot of fun, and I can't wait for the next one. Like, I know it's middle grade, but like I'm so excited for the next one. It was very good. I really liked it.
When does it come out?
It is out now.
Okay. I was going to say, I forgot to say Happy Place is an arc. It's out on April 25th.
Yes. Yeah. And What the Hex was also an arc and is also out now.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I read a lot of arcs this week.
Yeah.
And they all came out on like the 4th. So yes, it's very good. And I don't think I mentioned, but Nick is she's a Black kid. That her two friends, and they talk about being Black in the world that we live in. There are moments where they reference certain events that have happened in the past 2 years. For example, she mentions the lady who was asleep in her bed. We all know who she's talking about. Yep. And so multiple of these people were mentioned. And yeah, and so it's a good place to kind of start a conversation too, I think. But it was very well done, and I think it's perfect for middle grade readers. But also this elder millennial very much loved it. So don't let the grade level fool you. And then I just finished reading today Queen Bee by Omley Howard. Yay. It was so good. Like, I could not stop.
Didn't it make you so hungry for dessert? Like, all I wanted was sweets.
So many sweets. And I gotta say, like, the whole idea of the revenge plot, I was like all for. And then like to see Poppy and just witness how like conniving she is, I was like, she deserves everything that's coming to her.
Because at first you're like,
at first you're like, maybe just let it go. Like you can just get back into society, you know? But then you see her, then you see the way that she is, and you're just like, nah,
that girl gets everything.
You need to take her down. You need to take her down.
Because she's going to do it to anybody else.
And she has for, the past 3 years or so, probably longer. So yeah, it was very good. It is also out now.
Yay.
I'm not done. Those are all the arcs I read. I read Luck of the Titanic by Stacey Lee. It follows Valera Luck, who sneaks onto the Titanic in order to find her twin brother so they can audition for someone who can get them into the Ringling Brothers Circus because they are acrobats. And they're coming from England and traveling to America, and she's wanting to start a new life with her brother in America because they're a family that they're the only family they have left. But they're on the Titanic, so that should tell you everything that you need to know. We know what happens with the Titanic, but this was the first book that I think that I've read that has actually mentioned the Chinese Exclusion Act, which for me as an Asian American Studies major kind of made me happy because I was like, okay, we're talking about it, but also really sad that it happened at all. So yeah, and I really loved the discourse around it because it was they were British Chinese citizens on the ship, but because they look Chinese, they're clearly discriminated against, even and all of that. And she was even like at the very beginning, so this isn't a spoiler, but she's trying to get onto the boat, even though she's got like rich people clothing on, she's got a ticket. They're still, because of the way she looks, they were denying her, access.
So ridiculous.
So she causes a distraction and uses her like acrobatic skills to like literally jump on to the boat and like
I
sneak
love it.
on, and it was amazing. And she does have one like ally who like knows who she is and what she's doing, and she was like this American woman who's like, yeah, no, she's fine. She was here. She's supposed to be here, and like totally backed her up even though she knew she was like lying through her teeth.
Yeah.
So I love that. So that was very good. I really liked it and I would recommend it. And it also made me like, it gave me like the seeds of a book idea. So we'll see how that goes. It'll probably be something that'll be later on down the line because I feel like it's going to be a bit heavier.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, inspiration. And then I read When You Wish Upon a Lantern by Gloria Chow. We've got Leah and Kai, who are childhood best friends, until they had this like terrible misunderstanding. Like literally, Leah thought this thing happened and Kai thought this thing happened, and they're both like mortified, and so they just like drift apart because they are both mortified. They think they were the ones who was like did something wrong, and so they just kind of like drifted apart. And now Leah's Nai, which is her paternal grandmother, has passed away, and Leah's really sad, and she realizes like she needs to do something in order to keep her Nai's memory alive. And so what she does is she takes up the old secret mission that she had with her, where they would grant wishes that people made using the wishing lanterns from their shop. But she can't do it alone, so she enlists Kai, and they reconnect, and they, you know, things happen. It's very cute. But they do have to do, not only do they have to keep it secret because they're not trying to like take credit for any of the stuff, they're just trying to help people. They have to keep it secret because of that, but also because apparently their families are like the Hatfields and the McCoys, like they don't get along. And so even though they were like best friends since childhood, their dads are like, you need to stay away from them. So yeah, but it's very cute. I highly recommend it. And then finally, I read The Happy Ever After Playlist by Abby Jimenez, which is the sequel to The Friend Zone, which I did say was like bittersweet happy ending. Yeah. And that's because something happens to our main character from The Friend Zone is Kristen, and something happens to her best friend Sloane. And so this book follows Sloane, and she's kind of still in a deep depression, still in grief after what happened in that book. It's like it's set 2 years after the events of The Friend Zone, and one day she's like driving along and a dog darts out in front of her car. So she stops. The dog's fine. Okay. Dog's fine.
It gets better. You just say that so callously.
No, it gets better because the dog then like hops onto the roof of her car and is like all giddy and smiley, and she's just like sitting there shocked. And then he jumps into her car through the sunroof and just like snuggles down and is like, hi best friend. And so she does what you should do, is she checks tags and stuff and tries to contact the owner, even though she's like, who does this? Who lets their dog run off into traffic? Right. And she does. She tries really hard. She calls and texts like constantly. She checks the microchip and all of that, and she does everything that she should do, but she's getting no answer from the owner. And so after, I think it's like 2 weeks, she's just like, this dog is just meant to be mine. That's all there is to it, because they're not answering me. Right. If they don't care, then I will take care of the dog.
Right. Then this is my dog.
Exactly. Well, then after this 2 weeks, Jason, the owner of the dog, finally responds, and it's because he was on like a 2-week hiking trip in New Zealand where he didn't have his phone on him.
Oh no.
And so he gets off the plane, he turns his phone on, it's going crazy because Sloane's been trying to contact him, and he's like panicking. He's like, oh my god, my dog. And so he like contacts Sloane, and he's like, hey, I'm so sorry, like this is what happened. And she was just like, no, he's mine now. You clearly didn't care. And then she hangs up, and then he like tries it. He's like, no, like he tries again, and she gives him another chance, and she's like,
go
okay.
to jail.
She was like, okay, prove it. prove you love this dog. And so he like sends her like pictures that of them together. He sends like a screenshot of his phone screen, which is his dog, and like he like sends all this stuff, and she's like, okay, fine, I guess you do love the dog. And she's all sad because she was like, I was gonna get to have the dog.
I started to love the dog, yeah.
And so he
I'd
was
be needing
like,
custody.
yeah. And he's like, okay, well, let me know where you live. I'll find a kennel. And she's like, what do you mean find a kennel? He's like, well, I'm out of the country for work for like the next week, so I need to send him. And she was like, well, I could just take care of him. And he was like, and so they have this like flirty banter going back and forth, and like this interview for her to be his dog sitter, and it's very cute. And the dog Tucker has like started pulling her out of this depression, and so this flirty exchange is pulling her out of her depression. And then he comes back and they meet and sparks, and it's very cute. It's like the cutest meet cute ever.
Oh, I know. If it's got a dog involved, I'm sold.
I was so anxious when she said the dog darted out in front of her.
I know. I was like,
and then
give me a
and
trigger
then he was
warning.
fine. He was fine. He doesn't need a trigger warning. He's fine.
Especially because 2 of mine got out of the fence the other day. Granted, it was for 15 seconds, and we were like, get back here.
Yeah.
We run into the neighbor's yard, and they were fine, but like,
so yeah,
scary.
Dog is fine. Dog is more than fine by the end of this book, by the way. He's a trooper, and he's like besties with Kristen's dog, Stuntman Mike, from book 1. So
yeah,
he's living his best life. So yeah,
this baby.
Yeah, so like this book was so cute, and I was just like, you could see exactly where like the conflict, the big climax conflict in like late the second act, beginning of third act would, you know, happen. You could see where it was going, but even then you're just like so engrossed in it. And it's like, you're being such an idiot, because if you just did this, then that wouldn't happen. Like, I know that wouldn't happen if you just did this, but you're not doing it because they're idiots.
They really are.
But it's very good. And it's there's an author's note at the end of it where she's talking about how this was based on a close friend of hers who did go through this and was in a deep depression and deep in grief. She's talking about like how, you know, there is an actual like medical term for it when you get that deep into it. And so like she was like, if anybody you know or you need help or anything like that, like reach out, because there is, and she wants me to let you know resources. Like it can get better. And I was just like sitting there sobbing at this author's note because I'm like, I get it, I understand. And it's just like the way that Abby Jimenez is able to incorporate these like real life themes and things that real life people go through while still giving you like that happy ending makes it so good, because then you're like,
for sure, makes it more relatable.
It's super relatable, and it also like if anybody is deep in the throes of it, like it feels like there's hope, even though you're reading a fictional like world. You're just like, there can be a happy ending. So yes, that's everything I read. And then for movie night, we watched Swiss Army Man, which stars Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe. It's written and directed by the Daniels and produced by A24, and it's weird as fuck.
It's so weird.
It's so weird. I was like, what are we watching?
What is this even? What even is happening? What is even going on?
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing, and it's exactly what I would have expected from the Daniels. And after we watched it, I went onto Letterboxd because I was just like, I need to know how did people react to this? And so here's a couple of quotes from reviews that I read. Legend has it that this movie was the true and irrevocable origin of the term artsy fartsy, which if you've seen the movie, you understand how hilarious that is. And then this one is like, it's so like clear, and I don't know why I didn't see it, but it's about depression. Hank is literally reanimating a once dead part of himself through Manny. And I'm just like, that is so deep.
Yeah.
This is so deep, especially when you're talking about a movie with a farting corpse.
I was gonna say, I remember the farting.
Oh my God. So that was my week. It was lots of feels and then just weird as fuck.
So was the farting corpse your fictional boyfriend this week?
Absolutely not. Though I do love me some Daniel Radcliffe, not as a farting corpse.
Yeah. So who was your fictional boyfriend this week?
So this week I have two. Technically, I have a fictional boyfriend and a fictional girlfriend this week.
Okay.
My fictional girlfriend is Nora Martin from Forget Me Not. She was, even though she's stuck in this like heartbreaking situation where she's got her own stuff going on, other reasons for wanting to leave their small town other than just leaving with Stevie, she doesn't try to force memories onto Stevie. She just tries to be there for her as like a friend and or in whatever way she can, even though like it's literally breaking her heart. Like
Ugh,
she's just there for her no matter what. And she's just like just there. And it's so
I love
good.
that.
She was so she was yeah. She had other things going on that even Stevie didn't know before her accident. And there were other reasons for her wanting to leave town. And she just kept putting up with it because she was like, I'm not going anywhere without her. And if she never remembers me, at least I'm still here and I'm still with her. And she's like, yeah, so Nora. And then Kai from When You Wish Upon a Lantern. I texted you this when it
Oh
happened.
yeah.
He said, even though her name means dark, she is my light. And I just died. I about
Stop.
died. I was just like, oh, what? I love it. And yeah, so Kai is very sweet. And somebody literally calls him a cinnamon roll who can make cinnamon rolls. And I'm like,
Oh, goals.
I'm
Goals.
sold. I'm
Goals on
sold.
goals on goals.
Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, Nora and Kai from my week.
Sweet.
How about you?
I'm on Book Talk, so Russ. But also, I'm going to inundate you with TikToks as soon as we stop recording, and you're going to be like, oh shit. Oh shit. Crisis. But also, I love Win Connor from Happy Place. The bar is on the floor, okay, and I'm not commending anybody for this, but there's a point where Harry gets like really, really drunk because they're there with their best friends. They know they're safe, but Win doesn't really drink that much that night. And so she is like falling all over herself and just whatever. And he is trying to make her go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, I'm not going to take the bed. And this is very early on. This isn't really any spoiler. And she's like, I don't want the bed. And he's like, I'm not sleeping in the bed and letting you sleep on the floor. Like, that's absurd. And so he is trying to get her to like put on her pajamas and stuff. And he says, arms up, baby, to change her shirt. And he puts her in a t-shirt of his that she had sent him back, but it was her favorite shirt. And she's like, I love this shirt. And he's like, I know. That's why I packed it.
Oh. Oh my god, my heart.
His family was like, they owned a furniture shop or something in Montana. So he's like, his family is like really loud and boisterous and really love each other. But he's kind of like, because they live in she lives in San Francisco. They're vacationing in Maine. They lived together. She and Wynn lived together in San Francisco for a little bit. And you could see like being in a city was like killing him slowly, but he was there for her. But he's like, I don't know. He's just kind of quiet and kind of keeps to himself, but then just takes care of her and just
I
and
love
he,
it.
in my head looked like Adam Driver.
Of course you did. They all do.
I'm sick, okay. So yeah, Win Connor from Happy Place is my boo thing, I think.
Where did your money go this week?
I have a skyscraper.
Oh,
For real. Actually, there's 2 stacks, but so first, I got my pre-order goodies from Arrival Most Vile. The post office didn't deliver them the first time, so I reached out and I was like, "Hey, mine never showed up. It was in my informed delivery, but it didn't get here." So she sent me a little note that says, I have to read it because it's so freaking cute. Second time's a charm. I told the post office they need to train their messenger dragons better. The new ones can be so clumsy. Hope whoever got that first batch enjoys them.
Oh, how cute.
I thought that was really sweet.
Oh, I love her.
I do too. Have you gotten Fairy Loot and or Illumicrate?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to check my stack.
I got Foxglove King
Yes.
by Hannah Witten. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful naked cover. It's like a purpley floral. Ugh. And it's got an alternate dust jacket.
Yeah, the reverse dust jacket did me in.
Yes.
Ugh.
So yeah, I got that. And I got Lies We Sing to the Sea from Illumicrate, which is gorgeous.
It's
simply
so
gorgeous.
pretty. And I've been wanting that book, so I'm excited.
I don't remember what what month? Let me see if this says it. I think this is November from Bookish Box, but it took forever
Oh,
to
okay,
send it.
okay.
But our friend is a subscriber, but
Mm-hmm.
she likes to keep the little like gifty
Trinkets,
things, but
yeah.
she doesn't really keep the books. And when I heard that it was going to be the High Mountain Court, I was like, listen, I want that book.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. It's got these little like metallic, you can't really see,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they're like
yeah.
raised metallic things on the
The
corners.
corners. Ugh,
Um,
it's so pretty.
yeah, it's signed. It's got a really pretty thing of Remy. Remy's on both ends. And then the end pages or the edges are
Stunning.
arrows. Yeah, gorgeous.
Stunning.
So she sent me that. And then I went back to thrift books.
Oh
So
no.
I'm just gonna rapid fire because that secret shelf.
All right.
My husband was out of town this past weekend, and I was like 15 books showed up, and he called me, and he was in the car with his like partner from Searchers, and the dude was like, "How?" I was like, they were $3, first of all. Second of all, I have a library. And he's like, okay, yeah. All right. So I got Odd One Out by Nick Stone. I got Simon versus the Homo Sapien Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I got The Black Flamingo by Dean Atta. I got A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. I got The Pull of the Stars by Emma Donahue. I'm going to run out of room over here. I got Beating Heart Baby by Leo Min. I got The Drowning Summer by C.L. Herman. This is a dead name on the cover. It's C.L. Herman. That's just an old cover. I got Dear Evan Hansen by Val Emick with Stephen Levinson, Benj Pasek, and Justin Paul. I got The Night Tiger by Yang Si Chu. I got this cover I just freaking loved. Slay by Brittany Morris.
I love Brittany Morris so much.
I know.
I love I just borrowed that book from the library, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got Miss Meteor by Taylor K. Mejia. I don't know.
Is it
and Anna Marie
Mejia?
McLemore? Yeah.
Yeah, Mejia.
I got The Girls Are Never Gone by Sarah Glenn Marsh. Fun fact, I think it was the year before last for Christmas. I made the twins their own like Once Upon a Book Club style boxes for Christmas with gifts, and this was the book. A friend of ours gave me some ideas because she had read it, and so I like did the sticky notes on the pages, bought them little book or little gifts to open.
Cute.
So I needed a copy though. I got Beyond the Gender Binary by Alok Vade Menon, and I got I Kiss Cheryl Wheeler by Casey McQuiston.
Yay.
That was a lot.
That was a lot. That was a skyscraper.
It sure was. I tried to be quick though because that was a lot.
I also have a skyscraper.
Can you beat my time?
Absolutely
Go.
not.
No.
I talk too much. So as we know that I collect the Funko Marvel comic covers, and so I got a new one. It's a scroll as Iron Man. Look at him.
Oh my gosh.
It's so cute. And it's just so funny because he's got the giant like head, but then the little tiny helmet. Like, how's he gonna put that on? But it's just a style thing. And then I got a couple things from our bestie at Here Comes the Nerd, and I didn't take them out of the box, so here we go. There's some stickers there, and there's a pin back here. It's a Thor kitty.
Oh.
And here's the Thor, because I got two.
Oh.
And then her new acrylic magnet sets with Feyre and Reese.
Oh.
And Loki and Thor.
Cute.
I think that's it. Oh, and some tea from Grimoire Tea, because there was a collab that they did in there. So that's that. I went to Linden Tree over the weekend and picked up a couple more arcs. They started doing they made a little free library at the front of the store where they're putting in like arcs that have been recently released or are going to be released soon. So I picked up from the little free library, I picked up Mysteries of Thorn Manor, which is like a novella. I think the first book is Sorcery of Thorns, right?
I have it. Yes, so Sorcery of Thorns.
There's that. I picked up the art copy of Ravel by Alyssa Mia Smith. I always want to say May. And then I read this via NetGalley, but I'm really excited to have a physical copy. It's What Happened to Ruthie Ramirez by Claire Jimenez.
Aww.
I love this book so much. And actually, I won free books from Grand Central Publishing, where they're sending me a finished copy of that, and Advika and the Hollywood Wives by, I forget the name of the author, but it just came out. So that was exciting. And then these are the ones that I picked up from the back room. One of them was Nick Blake and the Remarkables, which I don't have with me. I put it back already early. But I got Chef's Choice by TJ Alexander, Deep as the Sky, Red as the Sea by Rita Chang Epic. I don't know where I saw this cover the first time, but I fell in love with
really
it
cool
immediately.
cover, yeah.
So I can't wait to read that. And then Warrior Girl Unearthed. It's a bound manuscript.
That is so
by Angeline
exciting.
Boulet. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm so excited to read that. And then while I was at Linden Tree, I also got a copy, their last copy of American Born Chinese. This is being turned into a series on Disney Plus, and so as I was checking out, they're like, "Oh yeah, my manager told me we needed to order more copies because once the series comes out, this will probably sell."
Off.
Yeah, so I'm so excited. I didn't know it was a graphic novel until after I had found out about the series, so I'm glad I have one now.
Yeah, that's
I'm so
cool.
excited. And the series has like Michelle Yeoh, Kiki Kwan, I think Stephanie Shu's in it as well. I'm like, it's just everything everywhere all at once, but in a TV show. And then I also picked up Blood Like Fate by LaSalle Sandbury to go with my copy of Blood Like Magic, as well as her newest, Delicious Monsters. Look.
Beautiful.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with these
she's
covers.
got good covers.
Got great covers. And then I needed to order something from Amazon, and they're like, if you get to this amount, you can get it like first thing tomorrow morning. Like, and I was like, well, I would like to have it first thing tomorrow morning. That'd be great. So I went and I added a book. But then when I added the book on the book page, they're like, well, it's BOGO 50% off. So then I had to add another book.
Oh no.
Oh no, the horror. So I got
terrible.
Immortality, a Love Story by Dana Schwartz to go with Anatomy, and as well as Fault Lines by Emily Itani. I also don't know where I saw this for the first time, but it's pretty, so I wanted it.
Yeah, that is
And
pretty.
it's a cute little book. I bet it's gonna be a quick, cute read. Did you get your YA box from Fairy Loot? It's a tinier book.
Yes, it's so little. I don't know where it is.
Little.
I don't have it up
it's
here.
The Seven Faceless Saints by M.K. Lobb, which is very cute. It's beautiful.
I know. We were looking at the covers, trying to see if I have it up on my shelf.
It's very cute. The box as a whole, though, for that month, whatever, was disappointing.
I'm ready. Like, I don't need this damn plate. And the stickers, really.
Yeah.
A sheet of stickers.
Yeah.
I can't wait for them to just do the 2 book only.
Yeah. And then finally, I placed a pre-order a few months back from Dazzling Bookish Shop, which is a like sprayed stencils edges shop, and sometimes they do exclusives. So first of all, I had to get this. It's Song of Silver Flame Like Night. I know I have a million copies, but like, how do I say no to that?
Gorgeous.
It's beautiful. And this one is a special exclusive edition that they did. So it's a redesigned dust jacket. It is A Ruinous Fate by Kaylee Smith, and it's got like gold foiling, and then the edges again are stunning.
Very pretty.
I'm obsessed. And let me show you the map.
Oh God.
Because it's
I love a good map. Oh God, that is gorgeous.
Right? So I'm very excited about this. And I messaged Kaylee because it came with a signed book plate. And I was like, okay, so do I put the book plate in, or do I just bring the book for you to sign at Y'all West? And she's like, well, I'm gonna be at Y'all West, so might as well just do that. I'm like, that sounds like a great plan. I'm gonna do that. And that is where my money went. Yeah, that's everything on my list and in my skyscraper. And that sound means we have an intruder alert.
Intruder!
This week we have the amazing, amazing honor to speak with debut author Lana Ferguson. Yeah. Hi, Lana. How are you?
Hello.
This is so exciting.
We're so excited. We've been wanting to talk to you since like the podcast was created and you got your book deal and we read the. So for anybody who somehow doesn't know, Lana is the author of The Nanny. Look at them. They're so cute. I love them. They're so cute. I love them so much. So first things first, for anybody who somehow doesn't know, even though we've talked about this book on the podcast before, give us like the elevator pitch. Like, how would you tell somebody about the book?
Okay, So I've had to answer this question so many times. You think I would have it memorized, but I don't. I'm not good at this. But so The Nanny is a story about Cassie. She's 25. She's a grad student, and she has suddenly found herself with no job. So money is an issue. She has a tiny apartment as it is. She lives next door to her 70-something best friend, Wanda, but doesn't want to stay there for obvious reasons because Wanda's kind of promiscuous, which
We love.
power to her.
Wanda is our queen.
Yes.
So, for reasons that we don't yet understand, Cassie refuses to go back to a now closed OnlyFans account. It's clear that something happened there, but we don't know what. So, the only option that she finds herself, that she can take is when she sees an ad for a live-in nanny, which the pay is just too good to pass up. So, seems like an easy gig. But then she meets Aiden Reed, who is a DILF, basically. That's the best way to sum him up. He is, early 30s, super hot, super sweet, big executive chef. And
I thought you were going to say big something.
what?
I thought you were going to say big something else. Sorry.
Well, I did describe him as macrophallic in another interview, and I was like, you know what, Google it.
Yes.
But anyway,
Yeah.
so it seems like the perfect job, but as they, live together and spend time together, it gets harder and harder to ignore like a budding attraction between them. And even though she's getting close to Sophie, she finds herself also getting close to Aiden. And when she realizes that he might be someone she knows a little bit more than she thought initially, everything gets complicated because it turns out Aiden is her ex top subscriber to OnlyFans, which could be a nightmare. But in my story, it is absolutely not a nightmare.
Oh my God. It's such a clever, what's the word I'm looking for? Why have all the words left me?
It's just like a good idea. It's something
that's the word.
I mean, I don't personally have an I don't have I don't shame anybody who does, but I don't personally have an OnlyFans, but it is also so relatable at the same time. Like you could see that happening to someone, and just the way that Cassie in particular is written, it's like, oh my gosh, I can kind of relate to how she's feeling, because I would feel the same way. Like, so what do you do?
I obviously don't have, not obviously, but I don't have a creator OnlyFans account. I promise nobody go looking because there's not one that exists. But I do have one as a subscriber. I love the platform. I love giving money straight to the content creators instead of those
definitely
horror shows that are big names in adult film industry. But I really loved being able to write a character that own that about herself. There's so sex work is so often cast in such an unflattering light, like it's somehow something to be ashamed of. And I feel like it's like any other job. It's an adult person owning their body and basically doing what we all do, going to work every day. So I liked being able to shed a positive light on and show people that these are just people just like you and me. So that was really fun.
And I love that Cassie's she's not ashamed of it at all. Obviously she's not going around, nor should she be. She's not going around talking about it because she's not doing it anymore, but she's not ashamed of it. She's not ashamed of her past, and I think that's really important for to represent in the media, because like you said, a lot of times sex work is not portrayed in a flattering light. So I really loved that about this book, and I think we need more sex positivity in our media.
Right. And I think it's something that's slowly happening, but I'm still reading things that are using language that is 1000% harmful and not good at all. So I know there's probably work that still needs to be done, and I'm obviously not the person to champion that, but I was happy to be able to at least write a character that was in a better light than I have seen in the past.
For sure.
Yeah, and I'm sure especially OnlyFans creators who read it would appreciate that as well, because like you said, it's not like it's some super promiscuous seedy basement activity going on. It's normal people going to work, like you said. As long as everybody is consenting, who gives a shit what somebody does for their work? Get your money.
That is how it should be.
So
and hopefully one day I hope that is how it is. But
I want to know if you think Wanda would ever get an OnlyFans creator account.
1000%. I
You
believe
think so?
if OnlyFans had been around, when which honestly would not put it past her to do it now. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie
Yeah,
to you.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe she thinks that she's not doing it full thing, but she's putting feet pictures out there. She's making that money. I don't know what Wanda's doing, but I guarantee if she could find a way to spin it and get it done, she would.
I love her
Absolutely.
so
She
freaking
is.
much. She was
Yes.
like the breakout star of the book for me. Like I loved Cassie, I loved Aiden. I even I identified with the person who is the quote unquote villain of the book, the antagonist. And I think that you have said before, like you didn't try to make them like super evil in the final product, but because of my situation with my nieces, I felt like very,
Yeah, and she's
kinship with the
really
bad
different with a
guy.
lot of different people. Naturally there are a ton of people that are like, I hate Iris, and I'm like, totally get it.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
perspective thing, but at the same time, like she's also a human. She also
Hmm.
lost everything in the blink of an
Hmm.
eye, and now it just feels like she's losing more and more to a man that she barely knew before this. So I knew I wanted to go in not making her have an opportunity to hopefully be a little bit redeemed.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. I loved her. I mean, I didn't love her, but I also loved her. I've been in those shoes, not identical shoes, but like the scenario where like you're an aunt and you're like, who's this?
Mhm.
Who's this who hasn't been around? What are you doing here? So love that.
Were there any characters that you pulled from like real life, like any characteristics from people that you knew that you put into your characters? Like, I need to know if there's a Wanda in your life. Like, can we be best
Yeah.
friends with her? Like,
I've been 1000% upfront about this. Wanda is very much modeled after my grandmother, who is also 73, like down to the letter. She is absolutely take no shit, says whatever that comes on her mind. She reads romance.
I was gonna say, does she read your book? Has she read The
Well,
Nanny?
she has it pre-ordered. I I offered to make her like an edited version. She said, "No, I will just read it." And I was like,
Oh no, Granny.
and I don't want to tell her that her romance books, which are like Joanna Lindsay, Catherine Coulter, like they're not saying the big C word in those books. So she's in for a surprise, but she's so cool that I feel like she's just gonna kind of give me a look and
Yeah.
I can already tell she's gonna be like, well, you definitely used way too many cuss words, but I felt like it could have went without that. But she's so supportive, like she's so excited about all of this. She wants to put the book like on her shelf with her other romance novels, and I'm not gonna talk about that because that'll make me cry.
Oh, I love
I love
that.
her. That is
Yeah.
so cool.
But she is definitely my Wanda. And so it was really fun to kind of write her into somebody else's life, giving someone else amazing advice like she has done me my entire life.
That's amazing. I
So you
love that.
inserted some of the like what's your favorite piece of wisdom that your grandmother has given you that you like inserted into the book? Like if you had to tell anybody like one, like this is the wisest thing she's ever said to me.
I don't know if I put it in the book, but I would say that my grandma always, 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 because I've always been, I would say, the weird one in our family. Like I did not take the normal road. I don't act like a lot of them. And even though we're really different, she's always really championed me being myself, because she's always said that it's better to love yourself than worry about other people loving you. And that's really helped me, since that's been a long journey of loving myself. So I would say maybe that would be what I would tell people.
That's really
Which I feel
great
like it's
advice.
something Wanda would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
That's
We
good
always
advice.
forget to we forget that we are people to love as well. Like we put so much of ourselves out into the world and into our friends and our family and all of that. And it's easy to forget like, oh yeah, I got to love me too. I definitely
Right.
do that. So that's excellent
Especially with
advice.
like social media, and we're just so in the public eye now that it's like our entire perception of ourselves is like mirrored from outside sources. Like that's how we grade ourselves, basing ourselves on
Yeah.
other people, and a lot of times we kind of get lost in the process, I think.
Definitely.
I'm sure other people have said this too, but I saw a video of Harry Styles the other day because I'll always bring the conversation back around to Harry. But he said something about how you should fill up your own cup and let them fall in love with what like with the overflow. And I was like, I love that. Yeah. Fill your own cup. Love yourself. You're so wise.
Such a better dresser than me, let's be real.
God,
Yes.
I wish I had his style.
Right. Well, it's in his
No pun
name, so.
intended. I was gonna say no
Right.
pun intended.
Right.
Well, speaking of hot men, we have a segment on our podcast called Fictional Boyfriend of the Week. And this is the moment where you literally forget everything that you have ever consumed in your life. But basically, it's like, it doesn't have to be a boy. It can be like a girlfriend, non-binary friend, bestie, whatever. Are you showing off your shirt?
I am.
Not that patrons can
No,
see.
so sorry, you can't see, but it is a lovely depiction of Oscar Isaac and Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
My two favorite daddies. But I hate this question because, like you said, you're going to forget everyone, and it's not fair to ask me to narrow it down. It's absolutely not.
Just name
because there are
all of them.
Yes, let me just go through the list really quick. How much time do you have?
For you, we have all the time in the world.
Yes.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, there's like dozens of men, obviously, that I'm fictional men, not men in general. That sounded weird. Fictional men that I would bring home, obviously. But I've thought about this, and I'm gonna get some looks, and I'm sure some people are gonna stem their noses at it. And if you don't know at this point, that I am a huge fan of Lord of the Rings, and I will take any opportunity to turn the conversation right back around to that universe. But Samwise Gamgee is husband material.
Yes,
yes.
he is.
I will
Yes,
not be
he is.
any arguments on the matter. The man is loyal. He agreed to go on like a 3-year journey with no backstory, packed his bags up in one night just because his best friend asked him to. He is all about putting you first. He literally jumped into a river knowing damn well he could not swim because
He's gonna make sure you're fed.
I'm just gonna sidebar. Frodo did not deserve Sam. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
No,
not even for
not
a
at all.
second. He didn't.
Well, 10 out of 10, carry you up a mountain, which I am anti-outdoors. So if I am agreeing to go hike, I'm not going unless I have been assured that I will be carried at some point when I get to. He'll kill all your spiders. I don't know if you know the reference of Shegog, but no household spider is, they're not a threat after that. But most importantly, the man knows his way around a potato. And I feel like that should be his entire Tinder bio.
That's the perfect line.
To my TED Talk.
See, that is Wanda level wisdom though, because when you're in your teens, you're like, it's Legolas. When you're in your 20s, it's Aragorn. And then when you get into your 30s and you get wise, it's like, no. It's Sam. It's Samwise.
Like you would first of all, you're not taking Legolas to bed because no one's good enough. I'm sorry.
Right. Exactly.
He's not going home with you, ladies. I'm so sorry.
Right.
Aragorn, you would take him home, but the man is dirty.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like it would last very long. He's always moving around, but Sam would take care of you.
Yes.
He would build a home with you. And I feel like that's what we should be striving for.
He would make sure you're fed.
He's so dreamy.
There is a bit of a height disparity, but I can move past that.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's not the end. He knows how to work potatoes. I'm good. That's all I need.
That's all I need.
And I will get him a stool and we will be just fine.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't need height. I need carbohydrate. That's what I need.
That was the perfect line.
It's the truth though. I don't need your height. I just need you to give me a potato. So I know that you've been writing for a long time, just as like a hobby, but what is your favorite part about like having been traditionally published now, or like being traditionally published? Like, is there like something that you've never experienced?
Oh my
that
gosh.
is like new to you? Obviously the whole thing is new to you, but where you're like, this is so freaking cool, or is it just the whole thing?
Honestly, I still wake up most days assuming that this will be a dream, or that someone's going to come me and say, gotcha. And then it's all just like been a joke, or that all my Instagram followers are like sock puppet accounts for my mother. So I'm not ruling that out until the book is on the shelf. But the whole thing has just been, I was about to drop an F-bomb. It's been surreal.
You're allowed.
You're allowed. You can
swear here.
It's been fucking surreal, guys. I met my editor. I'm not going to go into the story, but it was crazy how it all happened. And I actually got to meet her, and like, she's wonderful. Honestly, the interacting with like the team, I guess you would call them, because I have an editor and I have an agent and I have publicists and there's all these other people working behind the scenes, and it's cool. Like, I can't even describe it. It's just cool. Like, it makes it feel like a real job. And I mean, I know I get it is, but when most of your writing in bed next to a bag of open Cheetos and Mountain Dew, like I do, it doesn't often feel like a real job until those moments, and it just kind of hits you that people are willing to give money for your open Cheeto bag workday. So I guess that's the coolest part to me, is that it like this is a job that I get to do. Way
Girl,
better.
you have graphic designers like making
you have
like
a whole
images of
team.
your shit, dude.
And they're amazing. I am so in awe of all the things that they keep making. And I have already threatened to send them all cookies because that is my love language. I know that's still acceptable post-COVID, but one of these days I'm going to track them down and feed them cookies because they are all very talented.
Are you Samwise? But in cookie form?
I think
you might be soulmates.
Twin flames is what one of
I love
there
that.
you go.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. So we always ask the fictional boyfriend question, and then we also always ask this one. We know that you've written a book and we love it, and we know you're working on another book. What are you reading? Like, what are your favorite book recommendations that you go to?
Oh gosh.
Again, this is where you forget everything you've ever read.
Well, I'm trying to think of something that doesn't make me, sound like a trash goblin.
Please sound like a trash goblin.
Probably.
That's what we're here for.
Like, if you come to me and you say, this book was disgusting, I'm like, please give it to me. Put it in my hands. I would like to read. Recently I read and everybody was like, well, how did it take you so long to read this book? And I was like, I don't know. I'm just garbage. But Penelope Douglas's Birthday Girl. I have never really been like super big, not big for like any reason, just because it wasn't my thing, like age gap. But this book, it was like the tension in this book. And I Googled, what is the planet with the thickest atmosphere? Just so I could say that this book had tension thicker than the atmosphere on Venus. Because, which sidebar, apparently if you go to Venus, you will burn up and be crushed, which is how I felt reading this book. So, I mean, I know in my heart that I probably shouldn't root for a girl to end up with her ex-boyfriend's dad, but I did. I absolutely.
Well, it depends on how shitty the ex is.
He was definitely shitty. Like, did not like him from page one. But Pike, the dad, oh my gosh.
That's like the best revenge, too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It has become like a singular kink of mine. The whole like the power move of, you are an asshole to me, so I'm gonna fuck your dad.
Yes.
Your father.
That's the biggest power move I can think of.
I just love that you can say the line, like, you're not the only one who calls him daddy anymore. Like, something about that. Oh, so powerful.
That's another thing that I'm realizing I'm into, and I was never into. Like, my friend is very into daddy kink, and she has for years been trying to get me into that. I was like, yeah, it's not really for me. It's not really my thing. And here I am into it now. Like, apparently every kink is inevitable. If you give yourself, like, you either live long enough, or what is it saying? You either die the hero or you live long enough to see yourself into daddy kink. I don't know.
I mean, when Pedro Pascal has become like the internet's daddy, can you blame yourself?
We were all conditioned for this. We never
exactly. They've known this was coming for years.
I also just read Ruby's new book, which I worship. Ruby Dixon. She is my friend that, probably by force. I forced her to become my friend. But I also I adore her blue aliens. Like, I recommend them to everyone.
They're on my list because of you.
I'm scared of it.
Oh my God, no. What do you have to be scared of? They're like 7 foot tall, muscled blue men that want nothing but to take care of you and give you a baby. And that speaks to me spiritually.
Honestly, what else do you need? That sounds perfect.
Like, I mean, they hunt for you. They do all the work for you. You are the center of their world. I don't know. It calls to the lazy pillow princess in me, but
what makes that a barbarian then? What about that is barbaric?
They wear kilts. And no, we're not gonna start picking this apart. They're blue.
You're making them, it sounds so cozy.
It is cozy. They live in caves. But she makes it so sexy. I swear to God, she could make a nursing home story be sexy. Like and she puts out words so fast. Like I'm so well fed so often. Like you can't go wrong becoming a Ruby Dixon fan. You just can't.
Okay, I'll add them to my list because
Thank
for the
you.
longest I've been
All
kind of
I'm
a snob about it.
asking.
I'm like,
There's
I'm
like
not gonna read that.
60 in the series, but it's fine. You can take a weekend.
Jesus.
I've read them twice. It's a sickness. Once you start, and it's up.
She just shot up on my list now. Like,
Yeah.
I
If that's all I accomplished today, then that's all I accomplished. And I'm happy with that. I can live with that.
I put her on my list because of you. So now it's just inching to the top for me to read sooner.
Once you start reading, you're gonna pick favorites, and then you're gonna like talk about your favorites, like they're trading cards, and then you're gonna reread your favorites. It's just such a good series. Like I go back to it over and over again.
That's such an endorsement. I love that.
Yeah, you've made me add it to my mental TBR, which does not mean anything because that thing is like years long, but
we'll be checking in.
Yeah, you're gonna follow. She's gonna be like, have you started it?
Yeah, did you start?
Okay, so back to the nanny. I found myself dying.
Oh yeah, that. Let's get back to
that thing.
That old thing.
I found myself dying a lot that Aiden is the chef who can do everything, runs a restaurant, but can't make a pancake.
Okay, I thought we were going somewhere else with that. I was about to just crawl into the floor. Do you know how many times that I've been yelled at? Why didn't you cook for her? I'm like, I don't know because
no,
guys, I didn't.
No, it's that he can't make a pancake. That's like one thing I can make.
I'm not like saying this with any hate because I promise, like, but I had sent because I had a review sent to me where someone like DNF'd it because he couldn't make a pancake.
Really? I just thought it was funny.
I was like, you know what? That is totally fair. But I don't know. It's just I thought it would be like so funny that he could make.
It is.
I'm not cultured enough to even like give you a dish that he makes in his restaurant, but that he can make like these 5-star restaurant dishes, but he fucks up pancakes. Like that just sounded so fun to me.
I
It's
feel
something
like
that I want to make fun of him
quirk.
for.
Yeah, that's like the
if he
best
was real
quirk.
Yeah, you're like if that was your friend, you'd rip him apart over it. Like, dude, come on.
Constantly.
That's like culinary school day one.
And that's exactly what they do. That's exactly what Cassie and Sophie do all the time. And it's one of my favorite things about the book. It's like, dude, you're an executive chef. You can't make a fucking pancake. It makes me so happy.
God had to give him a flaw to keep him humble.
That's a good point.
I guess in the scenario, that's me. That's a weird way to put it. But he had to have a flaw.
Look, and Sophie will let him know about that too. I love how sassy she is.
She's so sassy, and it makes me so nervous for when my child is that age because she's already like sassy, but I feel like she's gonna get to Sophie levels of sass, and I'm gonna be like, God damn it, Lana! Somehow you manifested this for me.
Yeah, good luck with that. I just had to write about her, so
you didn't have to actually deal with it.
So, yeah,
I'm just once she hits that age, I'm sending her to you and be like, here, you made her, you wrote her into existence.
I'll probably have them by then, so but we'll see.
She'll end up with the barbarians. Okay, right. That's all I'm saying. This is how I keep you quiet. Here's some Penelope Douglas and some barbarians. Have fun.
Hey, I was like 15 when I read my first. Granted, it was nothing like what I just wrote, but we're not dropping the big C in Catherine Coulter.
So you are currently you're working on book 3, but you do have a second book coming out this year. In December, right?
Yep, December 5th.
What a debut year for you. Can you tell us, I mean, the synopsis is out there, but can you tell us about that one and kind of how you went from this to that, where your brain went? I had Googled that and I was like, oh, okay.
You were not disappointed. No one ever is. So I really love shifter books, but I usually when I read them, and they may exist, I just might not have found many. Most of the ones I read are like in a fantasy kind of setting.
That's what I think of when I think of a shifter book.
But I thought it would be fun to see that all the things that I loved about it, like, you know, the scenting, which just saying that sounds weird, but it's so, and the nodding and all of like that animalistic kind of traits, but in like a rom-com contemporary setting. So it's like, there's no pack dynamics, there's no normal fantasy elements. It's just they just happen to turn into wolves sometimes. So I actually love Noah and Mackenzie more than Cassie and Aiden. I don't know so I love them. Like I adore them. I had so much fun writing them because I got to write Noah like as an, they call him an alpha, which usually like you think alpha male, like he's gonna be really like demand. I don't know how you would describe it, but he's more of like a soft alpha. So I don't know. I just love them. They're really funny. And Mackenzie, I wrote so much of my own humor into her, I think. So I really went hard on the dumb jokes because that's all I've got. But I do plan, hopefully, if people like it, I have ideas for more in that universe. I would love for it to be like a 3-part. I don't know if that will happen. So don't hold me to it. But I do have ideas. And if people like it, then that's in the cards maybe one day, because I loved writing that kind of dynamic. So I would love to do it again.
So one thing we do around here is manifestation. And I'm not saying, but I'm saying like I have said things and they come true. Like
she has
like eerily true quickly. So we're going to manifest right here, right now. Everybody's going to buy it. Every person on this earth is going to buy the fake mate. Everybody's going to go pre-order. Everybody's going to, who doesn't pre-order because they're lame, are going to buy it. It's going to be 3 parts. And that's it.
I hope I get to write.
There's going to be more.
It was just so fun. And it's really horny. And I like writing horny. Let's be real.
And you're good at it. You're good at writing horny. So
yes, you are.
I was like, the first time I read The Nanny, I was just like sitting there reading. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, it's so good. And I've been talking. I've been talking about The Nanny, like I've been posting about The Nanny so much this past week on my Instagram, and one of my friends, every time I post about it, she like gives me those little like those eyes, the eye emoji where she's like, what? Tell me more. And I'm like constantly talking to her about it, and she's like, I need it. I was like, I know, everybody needs it. Please go buy it, and then we can talk about it.
It is so like spicy, but my favorite part is like when I don't know if this is everybody, but like I see a TikTok trend where it's a lot of people, myself included, you're reading the spicy scene and you're just like dead faced, but when they're just being 2 dumb idiots, you're like squealing and making all the stupid faces that you can just like completely deadpan, just no emotion at all when it's the spicy scene. Oh God!
Protected our dead face. Like you have to. If you're gonna read smut in public, you gotta get that locked down.
You gotta perfect that face.
It's true. Right. Nobody told me that A Court of Silver Flames was as spicy as it was, and I listened to that audiobook while I was at work, and I was not prepared. Nobody warned me. I was like, guys, I don't mind, but a little warning would be nice.
A little warning.
Like, I don't mind listening to smutty audiobooks in public, at work, whatever, but let me know that that's what I'm going into.
At a time. Just tell me. Sorry, I failed you.
It's okay. I forgive you.
I failed you there.
Oh my God. I read my arc of The Nanny had a little, I think it's just like the first chapter of The Fake Mate, and I read that and I'm sitting here like, how am I supposed to not read the whole thing? I'm like, I have so many other things that I need to prepare for, but I want to read this right now.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Well, if it makes you feel any better, the version that I sent you is completely unedited, so it's probably a mess. So that helps you sleep at night.
I'm sure you say that about all of your stuff, and I'm sitting here reading it like, girl, what you talking about?
This is excellent. Yeah.
Liar.
I like to put it out there that way if someone agrees with that, I've already said it. You can't hurt me. But if they disagree, then it's a nice surprise. So that's how I just I don't know if that's my therapist doesn't like that, but it works for me, so I continue to do it.
It's like that
that's
line.
Called setting yourself up for success.
It's like in
Spider-Man. If you assume the worst, you're always pleasantly surprised.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
I love it. Okay, so we talked about book 2, which is a perfect segue into this next part, which I'm sorry to inform you, but now that she's not. Now that you have been on the podcast talking about your book, you are legally required to come back for every other book you release.
You have to come back. We don't make the rules. We just enforce the rules.
We don't.
I'll be just as nervous and awkward. I mean, I'll still be recording in my bathroom, probably. Where the lighting is best.
You know, at least you're aware of that. For a long time, I was like recording videos in my room, and my lighting is like look like I'm yellow, and it took me a while to realize that was not a good look on me. So at least you're aware.
I went and looked around, and I was like, this is not going to work anywhere but in my bathroom. I cleaned my bathroom counter for you guys. The cleanest it's ever been. You're welcome.
If it makes you feel any better, I don't know. Like there's a whole mess back there. I can't even roll around to show you. Like
if I was in my office right now, there's like a treadmill in the middle of it. It's not even set up.
My chair literally can't move any further back because there's no space. Like I can't move from where I am.
I feel like it's a really good representation for me, actually, that there's just a treadmill not set up in the middle of my office. It's just been lying there. I paid my brother $20 to bring it to me out of storage, and then it just lied there. And I think that sums me up.
Poetic.
Probably going to continue to sit there for a long time.
We cannot let you go without addressing something very, very, very important, and that is the corgi. How is he? Will you give him kisses from us and tell him how much we love him?
If I can catch him, I sure will. Everybody says like, oh, corgis are the smartest dogs. Oh my gosh, I'm like, not mine. I don't think there's a thought behind those eyes. I've never seen this dog sleep. People laugh when I say that, but I have never seen him sleep. Like, he sleeps in his little bed in his little crate at night, supposedly, but I've never actually seen him sleep. And when he's out, he never stops moving ever.
Angel.
So like snuggling him consists of like 2 full seconds of him aggressively rubbing his head into your side, and he just takes off to do whatever you think.
And you're like, love me.
Yeah, and then he'll come back for another like 3 seconds, and then he's gone again. So,
he's the sweetest thing I've ever heard of.
I guess I'm just waiting for him to age so that
a little bit, yeah.
So he will spend any time with me.
He's so cute and derpy. I adore him so much.
He's the biggest derp. Like he ever since he was a baby, he's had those big derpy eyes, and that's why I loved him when I picked him out, because he just looked like kind of an idiot, and I love that about him.
I like the video of you trying to get him to blow a dandelion.
Oh my god, I saw this like super cute video on TikTok, and I was like, oh, we could do that. Like he'll sniff that, and I don't even know why I even entertained the idea that was within the realm of possibility, because I should have known better. And so for like a week, multiple sessions, because they don't grow every day. Like there's only a couple back there, and once I've picked them all, there's none left to try. So I'd have to wait a couple days till another one would pop up and bloom. And finally, I was like, you know what? This is who you are, Ozzy. This is who you are as a person, and this is how we're going to portray you to the world. A disaster. Just like your mother.
Perfect. He's a perfect little disaster.
I love him, and I think that's actually a good transition, because you like to call your trope, I guess, is idiots to lovers, and that's one of my favorite things that I've ever heard, because it's like, honestly, they are kind of idiots.
Yeah.
And I love them. I love them.
Aren't all romance characters kind of idiots? Like, yeah. I mean, how many books have we read where we're like, just kiss, just fucking kiss already.
Just kiss and get it over with.
That is romance. It's like romance, if it had a tagline, would be just fucking kiss already.
Yeah.
It's so true.
But I love that. And it gets me every time. I will read it every single time. Like, I'm like, knowing these 2 motherfuckers are going to totally fight it tooth and nail, and I'm going to enjoy every second of it.
Oh, it makes me so happy. I love it so much, because it's just like, God damn it, you guys.
So accurate.
You just want to shove them together. Like, kiss already.
You're not leaving this room until you have at least kissed. Okay? I'm going to just hold you hostage.
I swear, I think I'm working on book 3 right now, like you said, and I'm calling it Hell Week, because I spent months saying, you've got like 4 months. You've got like 3 months. You're fine. And now here it is, like, you've got like 3 weeks. And I'm not fine, guys. I'm not fine. So I took off a week from my day job to come home and work on this. And I've been averaging like 2 chapters a day. I'm not sleeping. I'm skipping meals.
Don't do that.
Oh no, it's fine. I do that anyways, just because I'm a disaster of a human. So at least now it's for, a good reason. But I had a point with that. I think the male lead in this one is the first time that I've like, this guy is an emotional king. Like, we stan him. Like, he is like so emotionally stable. table and he's like making all the good choices. And I was like, I need to be more like him.
He's gonna be my fictional boyfriend of the week. I just know it.
Guarantee it.
Well,
Yeah.
he has a dirty mouth, I can tell you that.
That's fine.
Even better.
Even better, yeah.
Can you tell us anything about book 3, or is it very hush hush?
Well, the most thing that I worry about is I haven't turned it in yet. So, but I can tell you that it's enemies with benefits.
Hey.
Has been, it's been the hardest thing that I've ever attempted because it's such a weird line to skim, like them like being attracted to each other, but at the same time being like at odds all the time, which it totally did not turn out that way for my male lead. You can tell from his first POV that he is gone for her, and that's fine with me.
I love that. That's like my favorite.
When he falls
write
first.
a man that is not a simp. I don't know how. I was like, you know what? Just lean into that. It's fine. But they are both lawyers opposite a very big case. So it's like, and they have like a pre-established physical relationship, much to her dismay. So now suddenly they're on this case that's the biggest of her career, and so she has to kind of like, they're battling their attraction for each other while she's trying to like focus on work, and it's just a big mess. A lot of horny in it.
Yes.
It's nothing new.
I can't wait.
I'm so excited. That sounds amazing.
I need book 2 and book 3 yesterday.
Yeah.
So that would be
Well,
great.
I want to very much finish it and not think about it for like 2 months.
You can do it.
We believe in you.
And we'll be over here cheering you on through all of it.
Make flags.
Yeah.
Wave my flags
we can get
around.
some flags.
Go, Lana. We'll just be your personal cheerleaders over here.
Yeah.
Just being like, hey.
I'll still be here with my open bag of Cheetos. And
we
can
could send you some
Mountain
Cheetos
Dew,
and
yeah.
Mountain Dew. Yeah. This conversation has been
Lord.
potatoes and Sam and horny
that's
shit.
Incoherent.
that checks out for me. So
I was gonna say that feels
Us
like
too, yeah.
that feels right. Like potatoes, Samwise Gamgee, and horny shit.
that's
That's perfect.
That would be my Tinder bio.
This is why you should never be nervous to come on the Incoherent Fangirl, because my God,
We are the
that's
same.
all we need in life.
That's all we need.
Yeah, we're Legion.
All right. Well, you still look so nervous. So I'm just like, it's okay.
I just keep waiting. Like, I'm like, please prompt me on what I'm supposed to say.
You can say literally whatever you want.
Yeah.
There are no thoughts. I'm as bad as my dog. If you don't prompt me, then that dog is my child. I'm empty.
I was gonna say, like, they say that dogs take after their owners, or their owners take after the dogs. Like, which way does it go?
Yes.
I mean, we both obviously have ADHD, so it's fine.
You picked him because
I
you
can
reminded
take,
him of you.
I take meds for that. Poor guy, he can't. He's just out there freeballing it. So
It's more socially acceptable for the dogs to do it though than for us, you know?
now with him, with me, it's like, can you please calm down?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not allowed to run
This
around.
is a Kmart.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is my first podcast about books. So I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to turn the tables.
Oh,
because
no.
Oh no.
I have always wondered this, if it's a phenomenon or if I am just weird. But when you walk into a bookstore, do you immediately need to use the bathroom? Like immediately?
Yes.
Is there something in the air?
It is. And the bookstore I go to the most often is just my Barnes and Noble here. That bathroom, I swear, is a portal to hell. And our Books a Million in the next town over is the same way, where it's just disgusting all the time. There's always a light broken and flickering, and I'm like, a demon is going to come out of somewhere.
And I was like, they are putting something in the air.
Yeah.
I could have not eaten in days. And I walk into that store and I was like, I tell myself, if I ever get a chance to ask the book public at large if there's just something wrong with my body. So
all right.
No.
What is that? Please tell me.
Bookish friends who are listening, answer the question.
I want to know about your digestion. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
If you go, when you walk
Tell
into
us
a
about
bookstore,
your bathroom habits.
Yeah, thanks.
What happens?
And
I
for
thought
me-
you were gonna go like, do you beeline to this or like?
Yeah,
no,
I was not
No,
prepared.
to the bathroom.
I don't want to know what you're buying. I just want to know, are you going to the bathroom?
We're buying the nanny, obviously.
And y'all are
Yes.
everyone's like, don't come back.
Yeah.
Actually, what we said about you coming back, we're just gonna shelve that.
No. Come back. Please come back. Come back all the time. No, and
yes,
I don't
all of the things.
In my Barnes and Noble that I go to, both of them, I think the bathroom's like way in the back, and it's like a huge store, and it takes me forever to get there, and I'm just like, why? You put something in the air, and then you put your bathroom at the very back of the store.
That's marketing, Karen. That's so you walk
It's rude.
past
I don't
everything,
like
and
it.
you're like, I need that. I'm coming back for you.
That would make sense to me, but their bathroom at Art Books A Million is like literally by like the periodicals section, if that still exists. Like, I don't know if that's what you call it. Like the old history.
Ours too, actually.
I'm like, put a sales table there. Like
mine,
yeah.
I have to go through like the toys and kids section, and I always have my kid with me, so it's terrible.
Now they're doing marketing right.
Yeah.
I'm not buying.
They know what they're doing
about like Genghis Khan coming out of the bathroom, so they're gonna have to up their game at My Books A Million.
Yeah, that's the Barnes and Noble that's closest to my house. I have to go through the toys, and then the other Barnes and Noble that's close to my work, I have to walk past a section that is like LGBTQ plus books, and I'm like, wait, did you make this just for me?
That's good marketing.
Damn. My Barnes and Noble are apparently attacking me specifically.
Yeah. Incoherent. That's what this is.
It really
You're welcome for veering this.
You're right on brand.
Yeah.
See, you fit right in. So you should always come back. You are
December,
always
baby.
invited. Always.
Actually, it would have to be November because we're going to be on a break.
We're on a break. We need our holiday break. Otherwise, we burn out.
That must be nice. What's a break?
No, we still have to work. We just don't do this.
Yeah, we still have to go to our day jobs.
Our day jobs.
Keep our Thursdays free.
I hope
we on Thursdays.
My day job. I want to leave
it.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah, that would be the dream.
Agreed.
I would like to stay home in bed with an open bag of Cheetos and write all day. That's what I
had to use PTO just to do that. Do you know how sad that sounds?
Okay, so everybody
to write a new best-selling book. I'm sorry, no, that sounds great.
Well, that's a lot of manifestation. But
look,
I'm telling you, things that she says happened. Like the other day, she wasn't even saying
about a Porsche, like in my driveway, or
7-figure deals for Lana Ferguson. Okay, 7-figure. We're gonna have some. I don't know how we could do a movie without it being.
I can't do that because as a joke, my sister said that if I ever get like a millionaire deal, then I have to buy her a yacht. So I'm not allowed to actually do that.
Okay, so
I don't want to buy.
Hey, here's another joke. 6.9 figures.
There we go. There we go. That is not yacht money. Sorry, babe.
Yeah, no yachts, just Porsches. But
she
yeah,
said she settled for golden gooses, and I had to Google what those were, and apparently they're like $800 shoes, and I told her I'm not buying those on principle.
Oh my God. Yeah, I've always said like there's things that I can't do even if I were super rich.
Glittery tinny shoes, and I'm like, babe, Adidas sells the same ones.
Yeah, let's not get too crazy.
So I'm telling you, the manifestation works. I believe in it. I believe in it. So get ready for your
Porsche, baby. It's coming.
All right, we have kept you for a very long time, and I'm so sorry because I know you like to go.
That too. Thank you very much.
Well, far be it from us to keep you from the bag of Cheetos. That seems like a very important
They're
date.
getting stale as we talk.
Plus, you have a very important book that you have to write so that we can read it. So we're gonna let you go, but we really appreciate you coming to join us. It was so much fun, and I feel like this is the interview where people start to realize like this is what we're about. Like we don't have our shit together. This is the real us.
We just want smut and potatoes. That's it.
To know the real me, they might never talk to me again. But
no, because
if you know anything about me, this is gonna be it. Potatoes, digestive questions,
smut,
that's my
shit. Yeah.
Bread and butter. I'm still nervous. We're about to leave, and I'm still nervous.
Look, Karen has only cussed out one guest, so
I have.
I'm just kidding.
I what? I did what? Did I black
She's bitten
this
2
out?
of them.
I'm just so
over the internet. Yes, exactly.
Magical bitten people.
Right.
Anyways, I don't know. Like, yeah, don't be nervous about
Stop scaring her off. No, don't be nervous. We have like none of our shit is together. So
never, ever.
So of the three of us, I'm pretty sure you're the most put together. So that should tell you how this podcast runs.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Thank you for coming and talking to us. I know you were nervous, but you were amazing and we love you. And everybody go get The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. It's amazing and it's hot as fuck. Please go read it.
And then pre-order The Fake Mate.
Yes. And
all the naughty.
And you know what? We're gonna start reading Ruby Dixon too. So
thank you. That's all I have. That's the only reason I came on.
Not your books.
Just spreading the good word.
All right, we'll let you go. Have a good night.
All right, good night.
We'll talk to you soon. I love her.
I love her so much. So much fun.
She's so freaking cute.
She is. Oh, so much fun. I love it. Seriously,
I love that we get to keep her little face to ourselves.
I know.
And I love it.
Sorry, friends, but
I'm not. She's too cute for this world.
She's ours. She's ours.
Yep. What are you anticipating?
I am anticipating our interview next week with Corellia Stutz Waters.
Yes,
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I loved her books. They like came out of nowhere and surprised me and were so much fun. So I'm so excited to be able to chat with her. I'm looking forward to April 21st, which is the San Francisco date for Robbie's book tour with Adam Silvera. April 22nd, which is the LA Times Festival of Books, and April 29th, which is Y'all West.
Yes.
I have a full April.
You got a busy month.
Busy month, but it'll be so much fun. Lots of bookish stuff going on.
Yes.
What are you anticipating?
So I'm excited for tomorrow night. My mom is taking the twins, and Josh and I we're just gonna go shop and get like Easter basket stuff and probably go on a date. But then Tuesday we're going to the beach just for one night, just to go to the Dayseeker concert and just exist at the beach. I'm putting my toes in water and my ass in sand for at least 2 hours before I come home, or I will not be coming home. That's a lie. George Bailey will be here, so I'm not going anywhere for too long. But then I've got the used book sale coming up, and I have been dying to tell you this all week, but I haven't texted you because I wanted to see your reaction. Okay. On May 5th, we are having bookstore date. There is a bookstore in Atlanta that does bookstore date where you pay $50. $50. They close the store early. They have a bottle of wine. They have a bouquet of flowers. You get 2 arcs.
Oh my God.
And Josh was like, oh, I booked that for May 5th.
What?
Bookstore date.
That's so exciting.
You get a date in a book. And they were like, oh, if you bring, like, we have cutlery and stuff, you can bring your own food, or like we can cater it I think they said if you pay a little more, we can cater it.
Oh my God.
A bookstore date.
Exciting. That is so exciting.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I cannot freaking wait.
That's so exciting.
I know.
I'm so excited.
So that is what I'm looking forward to.
I'm so excited for you. Oh my God.
I'm going to take all the pictures and videos and all of it because, oh my God, I can't even.
That's amazing.
Anyways, that's it. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Awesome.
I can't believe this. It's 9:08 my time and we're ready for a spiel.
Yeah. Are you ready for it? This is the end.
I'm so ready.
You get to go to bed.
I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed.
I'm so excited for you.
This is
well,
amazing.
friends, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you are listening to us. Please follow us on social media. We're on Instagram and TikTok at The Incoherent Fangirl and at Incoherent Girls on Twitter, even though we don't like them.
Boo, Twitter, you suck.
Boo, boo, boo. Please also like our Facebook page and visit our website, theincoherentfangirl.com, where you can also stream all of our episodes as well as read our blog, which has many, 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 many blog posts with many, many, many reviews and book recommendations. So check that out if you're looking for it. And if you feel like seeing our pretty faces, you could subscribe to our Patreon. Go to theincoherentfangirl.com/Patreon to sign up. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, you just want to tell us that we're pretty, we will happily accept all of that. Send us an email, theincoherentfangirl@gmail.com. We love hearing from y'all. And one last way to support the podcast, you can rate and review on whatever platform you're listening to us on. We would absolutely absolutely love that.
Yes. Send us your words.
Send us your words. We are big fans of reading,
Yes,
so
just
it
a
might as
little
well
bit.
be your words, right? She is at Mandy Perv on all the things.
And she's at Ms. Made in China on all the things.
And once you have followed us on social media, you followed the podcast on social media, you can go head over and do some self-care and visit our internet besties.
Shopping is always self-care.
It's the best. We clearly like to do it.
Just a little.
First stop, you can head over to herecomesthenerd.com and use code FANGIRL. You'll get 20% off your first order.
And then while you're waiting for that to come in, head over to onceuponabookclub.com and use code Mandy10 for 10% off for books and boxes and bookish goodies.
All the goodies. And once those have come in, you're ready to like chill out a bit. You're gonna need some cozy time tea. So head over to grimoiretea.com and use code FANGIRLT to get 10% off your order. But remember, there's no I in fangirl. It's FANGRLTEA.
And last but certainly not least, our angel, Amber D. Lewis. Head to amberdlewis.com and use code FANGIRL10 for 10% off your purchase. Get all of the Fire and Starlight books and stickers and goodies that your little heart could just ever have. And don't forget, we'll lie for you.
We will.
If
If somebody
someone's
is giving you crap
judging
about
you,
spending money, we sent it
this
to
was
you.
a gift.
It was a
Yes.
present from the Incoherent Fangirl.
You won a contest.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We will
got
back
your
you
back.
up.
Yes.
Always.
That was the
Incoherent Fangirl. We're finishing approximately 2 hours earlier than we usually do, so this is a big deal, guys.
This is insane. You will have listened to Lana tonight. We did not talk to Lana tonight. We talked to Lana a few weeks ago, so we get to go to bed now.
Yes. And you have enjoyed a lovely episode, I hope.
Yeah. This has been the best for everybody.
It's a win-win.
Win all around for everyone.
Win-win-win. It's lots of winning. Everybody wins.
Yes.
Thank
Just
y'all.
call us. What's his name? Winning. You know who I'm talking about.
No.
Yes, you do. Charlie Sheen. Is it Charlie
What?
Sheen? You don't remember in like the early 2000s where he'd be like winning every time he did anything?
No.
You'll have to look that up. It was a whole thing. It was a whole
What?
moment. He thought a moment in time. Anyways,
Oh my God.
it's winning for everyone,
Anyways.
like Charlie Sheen. We love you.
We love
That
you.
was
Thanks
it.
for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
We are sponsored by our friends at Here Comes the Nerd. Pins, stickers, magnets, and more. Here Comes the Nerd has happy art for all fandom-loving hearts. New customers can use coupon code FANGIRL during checkout for 20% off their first order at herecomesthenerd.com. Coupon applies to ready-to-ship items only.